once again take this opportunity to welcome you yet again to Flokirshow, a show that promised to inform, share, and educate. In our today's episode, we are highlighting some of the developing news about the selection of pathways as learners transit from grade 9 to grade 10 next year. Senior school guidelines and selection pathways were released on Monday, 9th of June 2025, and this exercise will run all the way up to 30th of June 2025. The career pathways for senior schools remain as follows. 1. STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Number 2, social sciences. And the third pathway, which is arts and sports sciences. From 9th of June 2025 to 30th of June 2025, all ed teachers, parents, and guardians will gain 1.2 million grade 9 learners, the first cohort under the competency-based education, in choosing their career pathways as they prepare to transition to grade 10 come next year. Urgent notice to all senior schools. The public senior schools are required to upload the subject combinations that they will be offering in 2026 on the system for the grade 9 learners to select, and this is according to the Principal Secretary, Professor Julius Bitok. Professor Bitok has directed all junior schools to guide learners through the selection process using the platform selection education.go.ke. According to the circular addressed to all regional, county, and sub-county directors of education, the PS provided a step-by-step guide on the process. The senior school principals must log in using their institution's identification code, UIC, credentials, declare grade 10 capacity, and select subject combinations for at least 2 pathways, of which STEM should be one of them. Each subject combination is expected to have a minimum of 15 learners. The sub-county directors of education will approve or reject subject combinations. If rejected, schools may delete and reselect combinations. In junior schools, the head teachers are expected to log in the automated system using the school's UIC credentials, access the list of grade 9 learners, update each learner's profile, select a pathway for each learner, and proceed to select 3 subject combinations. For every combination selected, 4 schools are chosen in 4 clusters, totaling 12 schools. All field officers are expected to support the selection exercise. The grade 10 selection will take place from June 9, 2025 to June 30, 2025, according to the Principal Secretary, Directorate of Basic Education. In addition, Flokirshow has managed to access the latest information from the website of Ministry of Education concerning the pathways, the schools selected, and their categories. Here is an overview of the pathways at senior school. We all started at junior school from this framework, and then after that, learners are supposed to transition to senior school. That is the first alternative. And in the senior school, we expect learners to either choose all these pathways, that is arts and sports science, or social science, or STEM. If a learner chooses arts and sports sciences, he goes ahead to choose a track, either arts, sports science, and then if a learner chooses social sciences, you further choose from the following tracks, that is languages and literature, or humanities and business studies. If a learner decides to take the STEM pathway, he will be expected to choose the tracks out of pure sciences, applied sciences, and technical studies. After finishing senior school, then the learners will be expected to go for further education and training in tertiary institutions. The second alternative is where a learner has not been formally going to any school, and where we have pre-vocational level, after which once a learner is assessed through recognition of prior learning, then the learner transitions to vocational senior school or vocational level, and if he again excels, he can move ahead and go to the world of work or further education and training. Senior school learners, that is grade 10 to 12, shall take 7 subjects. 4 subjects are core subjects, and these are as follows. We have English, Kiswahili or Kenya Sign Language, Community Science, or Mathematics. Remember, initially we used to have the guidance showing that the core subjects were physical education, but now this has been replaced by mathematics. And these ones, the head teachers are not choosing any of those because already the system has factored this. The only subjects which will be selected are the elective subjects, which will be 3 selected from the pathways and the tracks of choice. Flokirshow would also like to make it clear to the parents, teachers and learners on the following categorization of senior schools. This information has been availed by the website in the Ministry of Education. The following criteria will be used in the categorization of schools. The categories will be based on pathways, accommodation, gender, or special needs. Under pathways, we shall have triple pathway senior schools, where the school will offer all the pathways, that is STEM, arts and sports science, and social sciences. Then, under double pathway senior school, we shall have STEM and arts and sports, or STEM and social sciences. Based on accommodation, these senior secondary schools are the schools which will only have learners commute daily from their homes and do not reside in the school. Then, under the same, we have hybrid senior schools where some of the learners will commute and others will reside within the school. Under gender, we shall have mixed sex or single sex. Under single sex, we shall have either girls only or boys only schools, or boys and girls under mixed sex category. Under special needs criteria, we shall have special needs senior schools whereby they will take hearing impaired, visually impaired, or physically impaired. Then under special needs again, we shall have vocational senior schools where learners with autism, cerebral palsy, cognitive difficulties, and deaf and blind will join. Based on the same information, then we need to clarify from Flokirshow the selection of pathways and senior schools. This will be determined by the pathways per senior school. Determination of vacancies for boarding and day schooling in senior schools, and selection of pathways, subject combination, and school by grade 9 learners. Then we have selection based on pathway. The learner will select 12 schools for their chosen pathway as follows. 4 schools in first choice track and subject combination. Then 4 schools in second choice subject combination. Then 4 schools in third choice subject combination. That gives us a total of 12 schools. The selection will be based on accommodation. Out of the 12 schools selected based on pathway, 9 will be boarding schools, 3 from the learner's home county, 6 from outside their home county or residence, and 3 day schools in their home sub-county of residency. That makes a total of 12 schools. Pre-selection. A school that does not allow open placement can apply to be pre-selected if it meets the criteria defined by the Ministry of Education. Then we have the next information that Flokirshow would want to highlight is placement of learners into grade 10. The placement of learners into grade 10 will be based on the following conditions. 1. Learner's choice, the pathways, tracks, subject combination, and schools. Condition number 2, merits, learners' academic performance in grade 9 assessment. Condition 3, psychometric tests, learners' aptitude, interests, and talent identification done by Kenya National Examinations Council and by the schools. Condition 4, equity, regional balancing to ensure fair access for all learners. Condition 5, school capacity, availability of space and resources in respective schools applied for. Top 6 learners per gender in each STEM track per sub-county will be placed for boarding in schools of choice. Top 3 learners per gender in each social science track per sub-county will be placed for boarding schools of choice. And top 2 learners per gender in each arts and sports science track per sub-county will be placed on boarding schools of their choice. Placement of candidates with achievement levels of average 7 and 8 per track to boarding schools of their choice. Admission and placement process. Placement results will show where learners have been placed. Admission letters to joining instructions shall be accessed online using the learner's assessment number. All schools, both public and private, shall admit grade 10 through KEMIS. No principal shall enter a learner into KEMIS before he or she reports to the school physically. Daily online reporting shall be monitored through KEMIS. Replacements. Schools with vacancies will declare through their respective county directors of education. Learners who wish to change schools will make requests through the hands of junior schools at least 2 weeks before the official grade 10 reporting date. Priority shall be given to those who have earlier selected the schools they are requesting for. And approvals by Ministry of Education shall be based on senior schools' documented capacity. Upon a request's approval, the joining instructions shall be accessed online. At no time shall a school issue printed letters for replacement cases. Replacement will be done once and it shall be irreversible. In addition to placement, Flokirshow has also come across the information which is given for the model of automated placement system. In this model, students' interests, career exploration results will guide selection. Teachers' input, that is insights on learners' potential, strengths and weaknesses. And then we have academic performance, that is grades and test scores will determine subject eligibility. The education data after being fed into the system will assist in the following outputs: monitoring, placements, and decision making. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. As Flokirshow, we are concerned about the success of our learners in all the schools countrywide. And remember, education is the only weapon that you can use to change the society. And this is our concern. And again, we are saying, with Flokirshow, you can never go wrong, because the sky could only be the limit. Thank you so much for viewing our channel. Continue commenting and subscribing to our channel for more videos. Thank you so much.